Hello, chat. I just want you to know my life flashed before my eyes. I accidentally went into a public version of the map, a public instance, and I immediately heard a child. I had to run. I had to run for my life. That was the scariest moment of my entire existence. I haven't been to a public world, a public instance in a million years. Feels like. Yeah, since VRCon, basically. I just don't go to public instances, ever. So, do you like that y'all saw that I started on a new outfit and I didn't fix this one yet? I forgot that this one needed to be fixed. Did I fix the clothing on it even? I don't even think I fixed the clothes. I think I still turn into clothes if I try to bird up. Oh.
I saw you walking down the road. I was by the tree. Hello, love.
I was looking for you. To be fair.
Everyone is down that road.
Okay. I kind of assumed.
That road is just more road until you get to a town, which is empty.
An empty town?
Yeah, it seems to have been abandoned, and every single resident seems to have a magic sword for some reason.
Huh?
So we came here before because Kisei wanted to check this out. We found a whole bunch of magic weapons, and then evidence of a new area. Then we walked down the road until we entered into what looked like a medieval town that was completely emptied except for magic weapons. Then we took all the magic weapons, took the wheelbarrow that was next to presumably, I think, probably one of the farmer because it looked like a farming house, and then wheeled it out of there, which is why the guild has a whole bunch of magic weapons now.
So a war.
And we're going to have those.
Probably.
But each of them have a magic weapon. Also, there are field reports from a mysterious archaeological organization. Not here, not there, but over there. Talking about different digs that they're doing and they have found. So. Also, Sigurd purchased this land.
He has enough money to purchase land?
Because they're over there. Yeah, apparently his sister gave him 16 million credits.
Huh?
Ask him about that. I have no idea. Apparently he has 16 million credits now.
Oh, okay.
Also, the reason he wanted this land, do you see those things over there?
Yes.
Those are Nordic ruins. Like
Oh.
ruins of Nordic origin.
And yet, very European, kind of Victorian era light post.
Yeah, it's a little weird. There's a lot of weird mixtures here. We found a Japanese tanto, which Kisei took is currently wearing on her hip.
Huh.
Also, there is a runic circle over there that we can activate, and it shows up a portal with a room with a whole bunch of photographs and field reports.
War or adventuring guild, one or the other.
Either one. There's a picture of them sitting by presumably another rune. They're all sitting together. One of them is laughing. So maybe an adventuring group.
Probably Adventuring Guild then. Feels
Seems to be very old, but also new. It's weird. Very weird area.
Magic. That feels like the answer to everything.
At a certain point, it kind of is.
All of life's questions. At least the unanswerable ones.
Nice little house here. There's also a guard tower over there. You can't really see behind the trees because it's a little hidden. But there's a guard tower.
I can kind of see it a little bit. Because I can see a giant thing interrupting the tree line.
Yeah, and there's a lake, and over there's the Riddick Circle with the portal. If you know, I'll show you how to activate it if you want to go in there. Hey, misleading.
I mean, I guess it's a form of immortality. This sounds like cybernetic necromancy.
You'll have to forgive. You see a bandage over her right arm.
You're gonna have to get wet.
Forgive me if I'm not the most high energy.
Hooray!
Alright. I'm sorry that you had an injury.
Ah, it's fine. I'll be fine.
I think ethics were on the low end of our.
People are by the fire and generally in front of the house. No one's in the house yet, which is... Oh, there's two people. Okay, never mind.
I was going to say that I'm pretty sure.
I did not receive for other reasons.
Figured in case I...
Mm-hmm.
Hello, dear.
Howdy.
I hope you.
Also, don't you mean Wolfram?
Yes, I'm doing fine.
Taking out fucking printers also had several.
Good.
He switches between it, it's annoying.
I know, it's
If
hard.
you just picked one, I'll be more comfortable. Yeah.
Hey, fella.
Hi, Jaden.
More than anything, I'm exhausted. Taking a
Yeah, that kind of seems a little pointless.
regenerative potion. Taking a regenerative
tired?
potion is a bit
Hmm.
taxing.
Jaden?
Especially when you then
Yeah.
get in a regenerative vat and then
Didn't ask you a question.
spend the rest of the time.
Maybe I'm too quiet.
Not tired, just, comfy.
Hello, dearie.
Hi, Mrs. Leading.
Good to see you, dear.
How comfortable
I hope
are
you're doing well, staying out of trouble.
That's physically impossible
Oh,
for
yes, trouble. That's subjective.
Jaden is trouble.
Does boring count as trouble?
I mean that in a good way.
I have no room.
What have I done recently that classifies as trouble?
It's a very small house.
Chaos.
Well, it's not
Definitely.
trouble if you don't get caught.
Good point.
I'm not saying legal trouble.
But we could just
I don't cause that much chaos.
Neither was I.
I suppose we need a better mattress then.
Also, I don't believe you meant hello.
Very uncomfortable. Rolling over that.
Or I could just put a large,
Them. I don't believe we've met.
several large.
Ah!
What's your
Alright,
stripes?
guess I'll get
Thank you
closer.
for resub.
Let me take
Sorry,
these damn
thank you
earbuds
for
out.
resub. Hello.
What's up?
I'm liking
Hello.
this idea more and more.
Nice meeting you.
Hi, I'm Takashi.
Hello, Takashi.
I'm gonna go
I'm
check on
fairly
Wolfram.
new to
Hello,
this.
Finley. It's good to see you, dear.
I am the head of security for the guild. So.
That's good.
Perfect.
How's your arm holding up?
Hi, More.
And honestly,
this
I
is
believe
MMR.
this would be a good place to train, at least
Assault rifle round going through it.
in our current situation.
I suppose so. Though I would say also after, given
Oh, of course.
I still believe there is some wild magic and ambient, well, definitely a lot of ambient energy around. I cannot feel
Yes,
it
that
the
much
way I
is-
used to, but-
Hello.
As much
Oh,
as
hello, darlings.
can be seen. Hello,
I
you
was
two.
trying to surprise him, then he surprised me.
That seems about right. I've been doing that a lot lately. It's very, very easy.
Well, I approached the people who owned this place.
Hmm.
I offered, what was it I offered? 700,000 credits? They looked at me funny. Like, for
I'll
Either
look
very
that
low or very
heap
high.
of
I can't
junk?
tell.
They told me it was a heap of junk.
No land is a heap of junk. It's land.
Man, it's potential.
Unless, like, it's
Well, that's...
That's the
land
whole
that's
fixer-upper thing here.
likely to fall.
Well, technically speaking,
Things that are likely to have
Perhaps they did
earthquakes
not
or
know about
well,
magic.
bad events.
Well, I
Well,
think
technically
that's part
speaking,
of it. They mentioned
the
something
middle
about the
wilderness.
magic and the
there's no
graveyard.
infrastructure. Trees are everywhere, uncut, unpruned.
Mm-hmm.
And
We
the
take a lot of
roads
work to get
apparently,
this to be like a normal residential area.
and the certain statues mysteriously sitting in the woods. Don't know how they got there,
Ah.
according to the owner.
Why are you going to mental and physical?
They assumed it's
It's a
cursed.
thing. You know, that's a fair assumption when you don't understand something magical.
And between different monstrous people.
Precisely.
So, they were initially going to refuse me because I was offering too much, so I knocked
Lowered the price.
down. Yes.
No, the aches and pains occurred after.
And
That
because I
sounds like
had...
just a loss for them.
That does feel kind
I-
of dumb.
I
Maybe they
had
thought it was
cash.
suspicious.
Yes,
well, I
that is
had
what I was
cash,
thinking.
but they signed the papers anyway.
There you go, you just answered your own question.
Hmm.
Either way, it works for us.
The person kept mentioning the graveyard, something about it being terrifying.
I feel like it's probably further down the road.
Oh,
Yeah. Though I didn't read it. I don't know if it covered just this or the whole area. Should probably actually read it. Though I told him I was going to go.
Maps.
I left it back at.
Ah.
I went back to Echo, dropped it off, and then came back here. I told them I was going to explore. They're like, yeah, whatever. No one
But what
apparently.
What are you planning doing with this place? Do you live here?
What are we not?
My dear, please.
it is rare to have a private section of land that you can do whatever you want.
Precisely.
I understand why they like Jerry. Jerry
Been in Echo's apartment for so long.
and by help.
That is true.
There are only so many
I
silence
mean, I guess
spells one can do.
for now, I was going to think a place on the weekends. Because I'm sure Echo would be rather distraught if we just left.
Well,
Careful
yes,
ticks,
of
though.
course. And also, eventually, a prop.
Ticks in the grass. If you're, doing things. Make sure there's not ticks.
Ticks.
Oh, right.
What?
Yes.
Ticks
Little
are
bugs.
They latch onto
blood-sucking
you.
insects. Yes.
Oh,
They latch
oh
onto
yes,
you.
of course.
Only problem with doing
I'm
things
very
outside.
worried about these things now that this is a true body. I hate this.
Well,
back my actual
good
phone.
news is the most common way to remove a tick is with, well, I always used a
You're playing into
burnt
the old
stick.
witch trope. I hope you know that.
A fire.
That feels a little gratuitous.
They have tick removers now.
You just use tweezers. That.
They have, things
A fire
specifically
should not be a problem.
made to easily remove them without leaving the head inside.
Burning yourself.
Ha.
You're not leaving any
Well, I
heads
guess
inside.
I had to get them for festivals.
That was a
Not
being
visiting anybody.
fed upon. Wait,
Generally,
What happens
to
if
find
they
a
feed
tick,
upon you? Is there
you would
anything that
need
happens?
someone to help you
Weird.
search your body for ticks.
Ah, I see.
Like,
Is that how we are doing this?
The best way I can describe it is
I mean-
vampire blood is addictive.
If you wish.
So I don't think bite me.
I suppose it couldn't hurt.
I'm gonna
especially
squash
since
that
we need to be
curiosity.
Careful.
Okay.
Hmm?
Apparently.
There are things that can.
What do you mean you're going to squash the curiosity out?
I don't know if he's going to be working through that with an exhaust speed.
I don't think it's a good idea for me to do anything like that, so I'm gonna squash
No.
the curious feeling.
It's like magically addictive.
I know. I understood that when you said that.
Yeah.
Also, you're a magical creature, so I'm assuming it's magical in origin. I don't think your veins are filled with drugs.
No.
How much marshmallows that would be?
Oh, you are happy.
It's a
I was
lot.
about to say, yeah, those fuckers are light.
Mm.
Cocaine
At
blood.
least worked out as something like 1,200 peeps.
I don't know what a peep is. I'm assuming that's a marshmallow.
It's a
Oh, I fully anticipate retaliation.
Where do you want to sit?
Okay.
So a bird-shaped marshmallow.
Or everything.
Let's put your head and turn around.
Coming.
They're
Quite
more interesting.
literally.
Probably in your lap.
Let's sit by a tree.
Well, Easter's one of those holidays.
I can't
Yes, it's associated with holiday.
What?
Is that the holiday where we go collect eggs and stuff?
Yes, that's the one.
That's okay, I'll get here next time.
I think most of us heard that.
Yeah, no, I know what I heard.
What?
I believe it was the term scarousal.
What?
Oh, wait. I know I can bring that here next time. It's like a little, like, steel grate that also doubles as a grill. Bring that out here. Stare on top of
Hey, John.
meat over the fire.
Ooh, grilling a fish like that sounds
I'd say
lovely.
I have a metal stick if that's needed.
I have a mage hand.
Now I'm reminded of that time in Meat Rack.
Yes, John Human.
You and
John Human.
Cupcake grilled snake on a bayonet.
He apparently changed his middle name to John.
Yeah.
John Dragon.
That fucker.
Now he's really
Yeah.
John Human.
Brought me back to my roots of hunting
Just
rats
because
with
you
a
cannot
pocket
get
knife
silence
down
goes
there.
on.
Shit, you
Hold
too.
this.
Wait, you are handing me out?
Yar.
Them's cutlass.
No,
Yeah.
you cannot tag back.
Just got out of the
Scrolls
user
up
with
there,
less
guys.
than 100 credits to my name and no idea where I was.
Really good
Yes,
to
I was
see
eating
you
rats
too.
out of the dumpster.
I have never seen somebody
Yeah, good to see you too.
I ate a hot dog at a buddy, so, you know, the bar cannon didn't say, well,
What?
I've been doing
Oh, yes,
a lot
her
of
titties.
this.
Listen, my existence is
she's a
now, okay?
synthetic.
Oh,
She had a
please
hot
do
dog
not
in her
bring that
chest,
up
and I
ever
ate
again.
it.
If your
Your existence is not veiled, dear, and I don't want to hear you say that about yourself again.
Yeah. Charles wrapped out a dumpster.
Simple. I don't know what a scuttler is.
Kissy.
It's a slang term back on
I go through a drive for the woods.
They
went that way.
Mm.
I'm stressed as hell, but it's a reason I'm...
Yeah, I like this hat.
You... It's difficult to disclose. How's your feeling going?
I like this hat. It's a good, like, chin cut.
Resting, at least?
The other one just gets in the way.
That I'm fine, dear.
Well, that's because that one has a brim and this one doesn't.
Main point being going into the
I know.
You're not gonna like
Yeah,
a lot of hats I have. I have a lot of brimmed hats.
Steps, and I'm at the bottom left.
Anything gets in the way of me kissing is out of the fight.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
Mine.
guys.
Don't have them now, but
they won't always get in the way. Is it?
You too lazy to come towards me.
What?
Alright, hold on.
Like something going on?
Yes.
Oh, what's my hair sticking up?
You doing alright?
I'm stressed as hell about Friday. How about you?
I gotta remember where I put my shirt.
Yes,
now.
stressed. Also, surprisingly popular here. I think 3 different people came up to talk to me about genetics and stuff, so...
Are you certain it is there?
Sure. Very popular ever since you mean
I'll be the fourth, but with the first one.
Oh, did you take my shirt?
Who knows? If
I
this all
can either
fucks up,
confirm
I
or
may
deny.
count on you to, I don't know.
This was a whole ploy to...
Clone?
One thing if you want that, I would recommend giving you like a proper biosample before anything happens.
I have jars of myself.
Yes,
Wonder
but
if
you
I-
didn't
I
have
wonder
to
if Aura
steal the
City
shirt and
should-
hide it away.
Via has one such jar.
You could have just asked me to keep it all.
There's a lot. I have a whole
A
warehouse
couple
full
of
of it.
days ago.
Well, that is why I did not.
My claw's much sharper than his.
Are you just selling yourself
I also cap my
as
claws.
food or something?
I'm watching you.
That's, yeah, that was the first interaction I had with her, was her trying to sell a jar of herself.
Interesting.
Listen, as a convection
do you-
slime,
Yeah, no,
I'm delicious.
he's an orc, not a
I'm not
troll.
arguing that,
Be too
but...
late to add several jars.
He just has
or
big
would- if added
tusks.
several jars back would make bigger.
I mean, if you have more jars in me, I'm gonna get bigger.
Because I do not need to. You already
So
have
that's
enough.
small one.
You still maintain
Yeah,
control over
Hmm.
detached
Oh,
slime
so I should have.
or
actually-
sensation. Or
It's
sensation.
fine, City.
I'm also confused by this conversation.
I don't have control over them.
I've had
Oh,
worse
so it's
than shaving.
basically like
Or you
dead
could
meat,
just ask me to keep it off.
but slime
It's as
and pudding.
simple
Well,
as
then
that.
take off your shirt.
So many cute couples here tonight. I'm aware, but usually you don't hack off a bit
you
of the
would kind of
cow,
expect it
eat
from
that, and then the
No,
cow regrows it
please.
back.
Well,
I'm
then.
not
Called
gonna
modern
cancel my
mythic
shirt on
relations.
for
I
once.
am the best cow.
To have a lot of
This is true.
Yes, but it's been
You can.
You realize cow's an insult in most places, right?
Heavy that, went
Oh.
from.
Now it's G.
Well, in
Okay.
case say,
Or some
Yeah, I
people
was
see
gonna
it as
say,
an
what
insult.
They've
like she's right there.
been
Bro.
together a while, honestly.
Behind you.
a cow.
Technically, they've been together longer
Hello.
officially,
And
we have-
take that off.
What?
because we were not able.
one,
I hail from England.
true.
Cows
Just hanging out and fucking each other relentlessly.
was my decision.
Nicholas,
That's not
was
fucking.
for my mother.
Just hanging out and fucking each.
Hello.
That's not fucking.
Yes, I feel like you're digging yourself.
We were not fucking, not dating,
dating.
not kissing each other.
I'm sorry for any offense I caused. I didn't mean to.
I mean,
But you understand what I mean.
She thought.
Oh no, I understand that. But if somebody calls me a fat cow, I'm just gonna say thank you. Your eyes
Via
fucking
is
work.
doing okay.
When she felt she was strong enough to no
Okay,
longer
Jim,
need
this is gonna sound really
This is my family. There are many like her, but this one is mine.
There actually aren't many.
I would understand
If I
why.
had a penny,
You know, I should look that up. How common is the name Finley nowadays?
yes, I do.
I don't know.
do eat steaks. I do eat beef.
I no longer.
It wasn't popular when I came up with it.
You know I stretch, right?
Yeah.
Like just because I have
also
some
don't
cows,
get worried about
True.
it, so I thought myself,
Wait, literally-
Aw, you two are
like somebody wants to ask me out on a date, and then the first question they ask, like after
But it's
asking
not like
me,
you
I was just like,
unpacking
See,
for a
Via
show,
was
though.
thinking maybe add a few extra back to you tonight. Make you, as tall as Via for the
Oh,
I mean,
no, I have.
I mean,
I would have phrased it differently, like, are you vegan or are you an omnivore?
But I mean,
Are you herbivore?
Understood, we
Things
are
like
going
that.
to buffet then.
I don't know that many people like you, so
bullshit. They
Okay.
fed
Let Via think. Via knows a couple of all you can eat.
It's basically he just has bigger tusks than most orcs.
I wouldn't eat too much.
In World of Warcraft, World of Warcraft, they tend to have very short tusks.
I was very active during the period
But
where
he
the
has
Warcraft
much
was
bigger
popular,
tusks.
right?
Via can lose if you responsible.
There we go.
More easily.
Just make sure this.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a patrol. Do you want to go with me?
They won't
Maybe this is.
What do you mean already? I've been here for like 30 minutes after you.
Yeah, but I was comfortable.
Thinking
Honestly,
Oh, I'm sorry. I can lift you and you can still be comfortable.
to smoke you.
You want it taken
It
off?
won't be the same comfortable.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I have a job to do. Oh, hello.
Imagine having a job.
I mean, I can think for
Imagine having a butt in your
but
fist.
at that point, it's technicality such
You're used to that.
just moving you to a different body, but
Doesn't make it nice every time.
that'd be a bit iffy.
Maybe that.
You are cat slime and I am regular slime.
To some degree, do they
I'm not
pop
saying
out
let
again
me remove
sometimes?
your face, sort of thing. It just seems like
Also,
It's not clear, yes.
there was a lot of talking.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking of the patrol pattern for this area, so I was thinking going towards the portal, up. We're gonna have to be walking through the woods a bit, because people could be in the woods.
Sadly. You don't like the
I don't know what shoes are you wearing?
Technically they're slides, but
I'm just saying that it'd be kind of inconvenient for some people depending on the outerwear that they're wearing.
well, you're the one who has prestidigitation, so you're the one who's gonna have to clean them.
Oh no,
They
I'll
get
do so.
stained.
More than willing. I feel like I take care of your clothes more than anybody now, considering how many times I have to fix them.
Well, yes, but you also rip them up the most often.
I'm not saying it isn't fair. I'm just saying it is.
I think it's wholly fair. I think it's a perfectly good trade.
So this is one of the rune stones that opens the portal. If you want to use it or not, touch it. And it will activate.
Okay, I had to touch it twice. 2 touches.
It's fine. Eventually, you have to get wet. One of them's in the lake.
Blah.
Don't worry, I'll try you.
Not wearing lake clothes.
That's what makes it better.
No, what would make it better is if I was wearing white.
If you're wearing what?
White?
Ooh. Or nothing.
Being wet with nothing is nice, but I think clothes gives it like a little more mystery.
I know. That's why I like that particular thing with clothes on. It just makes it better for some. It just adds like a hint of like. It just adds a little cherry on top.
Plus, that means you can take them off.
True. They're easier to rip off too.
Is wet clothes easier or harder to rip?
You know, I never tested it.
Sounds like a test.
Go over here a little bit, and then thread, and here.
If only there was like actual land that I could buy near the burrow, so that way I could get pool.
Well, okay, so it depends on how you want to do it. So there's a city, there's a high city, there's the borough, then there's the Dynamo Forest, and then beyond that is the mountains. Do you want to live in a mountain?
No. And I also don't want
have to talk to Mona about that because.
Well, I also don't want to live in Mona's forest because I don't want Mona to hear us Mona-ing.
Eh. Next one.
Mostly just because I don't think she wants to hear you moaning.
Why is it particularly me and not you?
Well, I don't think she'd find me attractive, but I don't think she'd care as much as she'd care about you.
That's true. To be fair, she finds most people attractive in one way or another.
Well, not me. I'm undead, remember?
Oh yeah, she does have a.
She has a thing against undead. And I am technically undead. I'm just the prettiest kind. Still fleshy and all. Well, prettiest. Quote unquote.
You are very pretty.
I think I would make a nice skeleton. If I wanted to be.
Can you imagine if you dress as a skeleton for that Halloween party?
Haha. What would you fuck at that point? My hip? I guess?
You have a lot of orifices at that point.
Oh. I guess? Yeah? But none of the fleshy part. Unless... Well, it depends on the skeleton, I guess.
This is why toys exist.
Like, it depends on
is
how
why
they're
toys
still a
exist here.
skeleton, because...
Yeah, if it's a fleshy
Some
skeleton,
of-
there's some skeletons that are just like have bits of parts.
There's some
on them.
skeletons that have fleshy parts, and there's some of them that can manifest things. Like ghosts.
Yeah.
Get like an ecto dick.
The term
Ectosy.
ectodick is amusing. Ectogasm.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done it with any supernatural beings such as a skeleton in
Not
your
really, no.
long extended history? Oh, you only like living beings,
No.
or is it just never really came up?
I just don't get out that much. Well,
Very fair.
I didn't get out that much. I guess I get out a lot more now. Most of the time, my interactions with magical or monstrous beings were purely research. And that's not an interaction, that's perceiving them.
The last one's in there. The yellow one is behind that pillar right there. A little bit of yellow. I have prestidigitation. I can dry you pretty effectively.
The awkward part comes in that I'm not a very good swimmer.
With you.
I was about to ask if you could swim with carrying a person, and then I remembered you're you, and you probably can.
Yes. Is that what you want to do?
Maybe if you want to go in the room?
Well, I just want to show you the room. I think you would find it interesting. Do you want
Just don't
me to
let me
grab you and put you like here? Or you want me to hold your hand?
Whatever works. Just don't let me
I
drown.
can just hold your hand.
Because I'll come back.
I'll let you drown. You're gonna be pretty quick.
But
I know
it's,
you
like,
will.
horrifying.
I won't though.
No.
I'm gonna.
wet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do the thing. Hello.
Hi.
Presentation? Plus, I get to touch you. It's the win-win.
Mm-hmm.
Presentation. 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 There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome, love. Okay. That's for myself. Presentation.
A little more ground to
Stand
cover.
up. Yeah. Presentation. Presentation. A little more casts.
You can do my legs in one go, but you have to.
It's fine. I got a couple of squeezes of your butt, so.
Not that there's much to.
No.
Huh?
Oh, you were on knee.
We went into the lake because he wanted to see the room,
Ah.
and I needed to dry him, so I went on thing to use presentation to dry him.
It's a little early for that. At least for
You know they've been not dating since we started dating, so.
I have been looking for you.
Oh, hello, darling.
Hello, Eyes. I did not know you two were over here.
No, apparently not, darling. Here. Well. Next time.
Yeah, sorry.
They're very, very obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
Just a little caught off guard.
Was it the Kisei Washington caught you off guard, or was it
Asking about
anything else?
Proposal. I know eyes are on us.
Nice. It's a two-way thing, so it's really easy to go in and out.
Ooh.
There we are. If we go over here, see, there's a fire, and then there are people. One of them is like leaned back, laughing.
I guess I don't have a great way of telling. But it seems like adventure or things to do.
So we found a whole bunch of magic weapons, like right here. There was like a staff, sword, and a bracelet. And these are all field reports. They're a mixture of common and kanji.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how to read kanji.
Kisei did, and it talked about a town, this tree, for some reason, and the graveyard, which is over here, we believe.
Ooh.
We believe this is the graveyard that they're referencing in the reports.
It looks like a graveyard. That kind of looks like
we
a
haven't
mausoleum.
found it yet. Yeah. We haven't found it yet. We found, what do you call it? The town. That's what we found all the magic swords.
It's possible they buried their dead farther away because of fear of vampires.
Maybe. There's a couple other things, like the tower.
That's a different tower, too.
It is a different tower, and that's a different decrepit building.
Mm-hmm.
Like a ruin. I don't know what this is. This is what I'm curious about. There's a box-like thing here.
Counts his head. Good framing, though. They caught the moon at a good spot.
Yeah. What's interesting about this place is that we think it might be a demi-plane. Because if you look,
Ooh. You might be right.
yeah, that's.
Thought it
interesting.
felt a little different.
We actually came on this road. This is a really interesting road. Is that the ground is actually glowing and the trees are very straight.
Mm.
That's the one of the buildings. That's like part of the town that we're in.
Maybe you can show me the rest sometime.
Oh, I would love to. You can just walk down the road. This is more of that. We haven't gone here yet. This is a winter area. We have found. You notice that the trees are slightly different.
Yeah.
At least it feels that way.
I don't see snow.
Yeah. No.
The trees are
We
there.
haven't found this area. Look right there. There's something in.
Wonder what? Only one way to find out.
I don't know.
Exploration.
Yeah. Then there's obviously this area and the same. I believe that's the same tree. Is it a different angle or is it a different? I don't know.
No, I don't think it is. Maybe. It feels different because the trees are different. The trees around it. These are mostly the same redwood trees or red-leafed trees, and these are mostly pines.
Yeah, they're very large too, so it would be very distinct
So
to
it
find it.
Feels different.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I wanted to show you. Plus, it's a nice little hangout room if you want to be alone. Because you can go immediately when someone teleports in. There you go.
I'm more curious why they're disappointed than anything.
Why they're what?
Disappointed.
Say that again, sir? Considering how quickly they married, I'm assuming they think over it, so.
I guess so. Are they fully married yet, or like did they elope?
He calls. I think they just. I don't know. I actually wasn't there for a ceremony or anything, and he does refer to her as his wife.
Maybe they eloped, or maybe it's just that thing of like
Maybe.
calling your betrothed wife before they are actually your wife, because you view them that way.
True. Yeah, it's also a little cutesy thing.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do if I ever get to that point is referring to you as my ex-boyfriend when you're my fiance, or if something like that. That's so funny every single time. Just everyone just goes, huh?
Makes sense.
Yes, but I don't know how to dispel magic.
I do.
Well, sounds like nothing to add to the list. Or talk to
There we
eyes. Yes.
go.
We could get a scroll or something.
Didn't I get you a scroll already? Did you get me scroll paper for that purpose?
That is true,
Actually,
but that was for
is
other
actually.
things.
Wait, what was it? Was it for? What was it for?
It was in case of emergencies.
Yeah. So originally,
in case Rama
in
cursed
early-
anyone.
Yes, that was the purpose of it. Apparently, Rama placed a spell on Kisei, and no, I wasn't there to dispel it.
It was
Asked
not
me for a
me, it
scroll
was
in
someone
case-
else, luckily.
Yeah. I remember something about, like, they couldn't lift you, like something.
Oh, no, it was Bunny could not move.
Ah, that I remember.
Because they were an immovable object.
Bunny became an immovable object. I actually remember
that.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't.
See,
I
that is
wasn't
what those
there,
scrolls
so you
are
asked
for.
me for a spell scroll, which
Which would have Okay. So we do
Yes.
have that scroll just somewhere on the pile of paper that is my desk.
I haven't walked away if he was
But
there.
we probably should at least save that for in case of that sort of emergency. We
But I
certainly
remember
need another
Finley
one
hearing about
for
it.
less emergency, but more taking down some of those images from around and putting so we can put up others. Maybe perhaps some artwork.
Really interesting, though. We're looking at them. They have little hidden details if you look at them closely.
They are, but... Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, like,
What's that?
I completely forgot now. I walked through a doorway and it left my
They're
mind.
apparently not that interesting.
Do you remember?
People. Places looking similar, but not
people.
quite.
We did
And
see
an
a
object we
people.
couldn't tell what it
there-
was.
Yes, there was also the picture of the tree that they referenced in the report. There are 2 pictures of 2 trees, but they seem to be 2 different trees. These are 2 different locations.
Well,
I suppose I
They
could look at our
did.
notes again this time.
refer to this place as the main grounds. The road that leads inward. So I don't.
Yeah, the road
I
leads so
really need to look at that paperwork because I don't know if I bought this area for absurdly cheap, which is concerning because they kept repeating something about the graveyard.
You should have a deed.
Hmm.
The deed should cover all the land you actually possess.
Yes, you left it back at home.
As you should, to be fair. Actually, technically, it depends if you trust banks or not. You might give it to a bank, or you might hide it somewhere very, very delicate.
I have it in
Like a secret room that can only be accessed via magic.
Also, we noticed that. Did anybody notice the windows in that portal room?
Wait, there were windows in there?
Yes, and it's to daylight, so I'm pretty sure that's a Debbie plan.
Wait.
Well, technically, it's to pure white light.
It's that, yeah. Did you not get all the runes? Okay. We got to wait a bit. You didn't get all
Yes,
the,
he did
the
not.
runes.
Just that one. Just that one.
Wait. Wait, which? What? Oh, I remember. I'll be back.
Oh, he forgot.
Like I said.
I brought some jerky with me. Do you want to share?
Sure. I'm trying to grab your.
You're even more of a problem than before.
Where'd Kisa go?
Probably following after him. If I had to bet.
Oh. I'm glad.
Why?
I think that was. Is that Sigurd?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
We should probably go in.
Tears
So
there.
if you go over here,
That looks familiar.
Enchanted magic.
So you over here. Windows. Right there.
Oh.
Yes.
And it's
Your
white
white
void.
light.
So.
Do you need help?
Oh. There is nothing out there.
Nope.
Yep.
Not a thing.
That or
Probably a
simply too
demiplane.
bright. That's
You have
probably.
a established demiplane, which is actually really, really fucking rare.
Well, I suppose.
Which either means one of two things. Either whoever created it isn't dead, or very strong.
Well, there's such thing as I remember correctly. There's such thing as nesting demiplanes. So there might be a demiplane connected to this demiplane that has his stuff, and it's just got in demiplane.
Maybe.
At that point, though, you're dealing with a wizard of such a high order that you do not want their attention.
No.
Oh, if they come in here later, they are going to be in for quite a surprise. However, that is not what we were talking about right now.
Yes, we have our to-do list.
Yes, we do. Though, also this.
So yeah. Oh. Oh, there. So each report corresponds to a different area, I'm assuming. Because this is the central area, this is the ruin area,
Yes, we went
lost
there.
area.
Yes, I was luckily able to read all of these. Whoever this is knows the mother tongue, so... If you wish to hear any of them, they are quite... This person, whoever they are, is not very much of a, writer. No poetry, no flowery language, that is why they call these things all areas.
Bland research.
Very to the point. Yes. So I found out, the A Ruins area.
Probably tells you that they're a researcher more than anything.
Yes. Found on the road heading towards the central area. There are what appear to be ruins, a tall tower, there's even an inn. I do not believe that is an inn. That is a cabin at the most. I was curious, so I searched and found this empty room. If you find this place, here are my notes of the surrounding lands. And we went to Central. This is currently the most prosperous area. It is connected to the various areas with many buildings, larger roads, and well-equipped streetlights, so it can be said to be an area, as the name suggests. This doesn't very much like the word area. Lost area. It is called Lost Area because few people know how to get to this area on their own. I have attached coordinates. Hopefully it will not become a lost area in the true sense of the word. So this is at least someone who wishes to keep these places known for the most part. Perhaps some sort of scholar of sorts. An explored area. This is a resting point I found while exploring a new area. I was not able to do much exploring here yet, hence the name. Unknown. A recently discovered area. There was a mysterious tree with red leaves on top of the hill. Apparently it can be accessed from the Connect area, but the very existence of Connect area has become dangerous.
Ooh. Intrigue.
Abandoned.
So we went to Central area, not Connect area.
Yes, we did.
No, we went from ruin to
They know
central.
Japanese, that's how. But also Kisei is a
Apparently
yokai.
Central connects
But
to all the
out of
areas.
character, Flint probably knows
The
Japanese.
tower is in ruins and the tomb is in disrepair. You can see vegetation that is different from the other areas, and you can see different scenery. It looks like someone lives there. Who is it? And then Connect.
So
This is currently the most prosperous area. It is connected to the various areas. Oh no, sorry, that's Central.
Yeah.
Connect. As the name suggests, it is an area that connects various worlds. However, it is now rarely used. You need to pass through here to get to the Lost area.
There's actually a good number of people in VRChat that know Japanese to some degree.
Not
well,
all of them.
where do we head next?
Well, it makes it seem as if
Wherever
the
the
connecting
road
point may be
takes
good,
us.
since it's...
Well, I mean, the road will take us to wherever, just... If we have an idea of where we're going, we might have an idea of what to
Well,
prepare for.
Take a picture of all the research then.
Oh yes, we
Then
did.
wherever you show up, you'll probably have an idea of where it is.
Fair enough.
At least with the Central...
I'm going to
one of these
assume
mentioned.
GPS probably doesn't work out here, which is troublesome.
It's fine. I can handle the screaming at night.
The abandoned area may be closest to where
What?
we were last time, with the Central. So it says.
What?
Screaming at night?
What's screaming at night?
You just said that.
Did I?
What?
Yes, you said if I can.
I was
can
reading, I have no
handle the
idea.
screaming at night.
Oh.
That's literally what he
Love
said.
it.
You walked away and said, "I think I could handle the screaming at night." When Finley says in the GPS.
Hmm. I'm very confused.
Weird cigarette brain
did-
things. Eyes didn't change.
Wait. The asshole did not come out, did he?
Nope. His eyes didn't change.
You are certain?
I'm pretty certain I was staring directly at him when he said the sentence.
Looking.
Alright. Hmm.
Might be a subtler form of it, like just being silently as a control, maybe.
You're not being possessed by something else, my love. You better not be. Not be.
Oh. What? No. Out of all people, you would know.
I would hope so.
Well, it might be harder to tell right now.
Okay, well, he just probably led them to all the stones that on the property that I now own.
Who?
Who was that?
Zexus.
Zexus.
Yes, he just popped in and popped out. Oh yes, he's Darun now.
Might go yell at that dog. Or temporary dog.
I'll watch you.
Temporary dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I actually haven't seen you yell before. Like, ever.
True. Hmm.
Well,
Do you want me to?
except in, you know, special circumstances.
Do you want me to in other circumstances? Hello.
Mm.
Goodbye.
I won't tell you that you should yell at people if that's not in your nature.
That's good at least. There are a couple of workwomen that I've met who get particularly bothered that if you don't yell at them.
Oh yes, of course.
It's like you're
Wow.
calling them weak.
However, do you not like being stuck in it?
I don't
I can't
particularly.
handle why you're angry. That type of thing.
I don't particularly want you to yell at me, but I'll understand if you ever do.
Good news is I may be real.
I can be annoying.
You haven't done anything.
To yourself, then you're fine.
I
No, you
can pester.
Exciting.
There's a chance of failure, and you may not see
I'll
me
start
again
poking you.
if it is.
You're playing a game.
Kind of annoying.
Incessantly.
I remember this.
Again, I know, yes.
If you start poking me, it's going to end with me poking
Met
you,
you
and
told
you're going to
me
like
about
that
it, so
one
now
way
it's
more.
happening again. Goodness.
It's
Tempting
Maybe.
fate, darling.
Maybe.
I'm gonna bring my husband back with him, so.
laughter eating popcorn.
3.
Entirely possible.
Good to know.
Thank you.
I have a much bigger thing to poke you with.
It's amazing how much it takes to learn
But,
from visuals
whenever
Your everything is bigger to poke
My dude, I have
with.
You're making it weird.
That was a fun
look, if both parties consent, that wasn't even the
Boop.
first one I've been in, but yeah, that was probably one of the best
there is
ones
the
I've actually
experience
been in.
Admittedly, I fucked Mona, so.
So we are good.
Was Mona?
How in the
Yeah,
world did
let's
you
go.
manage to do that?
I'm choosing not to elaborate. All I'm gonna say is,
Actually, I'm sorry. I need to pull something on Jaden. Excuse me.
Okay.
Oh,
I will.
I found. She found Mocha
I'm sorry. 1 second. I would like to point out that no one can fuck Mona because she's a ghost. They fuck. She fucks them. Other way around.
True. Well, yeah. Okay, semantics.
How the hell does that work? That's not exactly what
There you
this
go.
of one. Math.
I
Mathematics.
feel like you just broke Charles's brain.
Well, think of it this way.
Wait a minute.
There isn't anything to fuck. She just has things
Correct.
to fuck you with.
I got it. I figured it out.
She can possess a lot of things. I found this out the hard way when she buried me up to my neck in sand.
So, to give you an example, she can possess how many toys? Over 100 toys simultaneously.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
There's the gold master.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
She possesses a manner.
Also, Charles.
I wouldn't know why they'd exactly get any satisfaction out of it.
I unpack sexual violence.
Well, I don't think she can actually feel anything. No.
She possesses the manner. She's in the manner. She
She
appears
doesn't
like she
actually
wants to be in the
feel
manner. She is.
things, to my knowledge. So I think it's just the
Mona's a fucking house.
mental.
When she chooses to be, or a person, or a singular being.
Like
when she
satisfaction
wants to be.
from, I guess, assisting the other party.
That is actually kind of awesome.
I'm
There's a
very.
part of that Mo's
I know she probably very much wants
tell her that.
Possessing a bunch
to
of
have actual
nanites.
satisfaction, but something.
That's
she
a
can't
lot
have
of
yet.
things at once you're possessing. Technically.
It is not easy, and
Well,
I
staved
have
off.
help.
I've staved off brain damage by learning something new today.
As in, the nanites are helping.
You're learning! Congratulations!
That is the point of
Congratulations,
MMR.
you learned
I'm
this.
learning in a
Educate.
healthy environment without wanting to throw my head through a door.
Alright.
Hooray!
But yeah, she's the one who threw Mocha through a wall and broke her ribs.
I am mostly a
Consensual.
citizen. I just possess certain parts of my arm if I need to move. Yeah.
It was a while
That's
ago.
only a beaver.
That to say wasn't surprised that was Mocha.
Yep.
Seems like
No,
her.
that's not bad to say.
Charles, that's our Mocha. She fucks around and finds out.
I'm still a synthetic.
I've
I'm just a
noticed.
synthetic with a
It
soul,
sounded like she
Literally.
enjoyed it
which
too.
apparently makes those phylacteries according to certain magicians. And because
Mocha
of
said
that,
things to me that I really wish she didn't. Because I didn't want to know them. But then she told me them anyway.
Weird. I didn't know.
You know what? You're not fucking curious. Go ask Mocha. Go ask Mocha what Mona did to her. It'll be an enlightening experience for you,
I
Arzex.
will. Considering I, do have a, direct, or her have a direct link to my brain.
She would not trust most people with her bones, though.
Shut up.
Yeah, you know what? Enjoy. You might need a bottle of whiskey afterwards.
Bad.
Oh, please. I've seen things you do not want to have described to you.
My brain is like, ooh.
Where's my water?
And I have to go, no, shut up. No.
It's too far away.
Do you understand why I'm afraid of you and her talking
I
now?
have to block out years of training.
Do you understand why?
I have to block
A little bit.
years of social engineering.
Okay, good.
and espionage training.
I do literally just have a bag of holding with a bunch of
Not
junk in
as
it. Just a bunch of random stuff in
Oh.
it.
Trixie.
Still very small.
I don't know word, but
Smaller than normal.
What else do you want to see if I
not
can pull
schemer.
out? Anything on your mind?
Kinda just say what.
No, not really.
Is that
I just
nothing?
want to ask
Yeah.
Mocha what the hell happened.
Give me 15.
So, for what
I was gonna say
know
other
about
than guns,
Mona,
but okay.
can possess the house.
I
Used to be an
mean,
elf.
I can just, ask one of my contacts to purchase a firearm. But I do
I
not
also see
really
a
believe
poacher
this
one time, oh, she
organization
looked like when
deals
she
in
was
the
alive.
mass trade,
Right.
manufacture, or distribution of firearms.
Nope.
Neat. Didn't know she
Exactly.
would have those around still. It was like, what, 600 years ago?
My point was, before you were just thinking about
Give or
Mocha, I
take.
was gonna make a joke of,
anything other than
Surprised
guns.
they survived this long.
The only guns we deal in
A
are
lot.
I mean, the Mona Lisa's God knows how old.
which is more like these guns because I don't have any.
Globe Theater's still around.
I lost my gun.
I mean,
Building, what,
just ask
1600? It's
Jaden.
been around for a lot, 800 years.
They occasionally demolish it and rebuild it out of the same materials it was built with.
I mean, to be fair, I'm missing half
You know
of
what,
this
that makes
gun,
sense.
so
Are
it
you
doesn't
talking
really
about the ship?
matter.
Are you talking about the ship of Theseus? Is that what you're doing?
Dragging me off somewhere.
I lost guns and gained
We're
50
talking
sleeves.
about the Globe Theater. They demolished it and rebuilt it. They do that occasionally.
Oh yeah.
They just rebuild it out of the same materials and in the same manner that it was
I
originally
was waiting to see
built.
if you're gonna try and buy me that time.
Yes.
I'm assuming you know about the ship of Theseus thought experiment.
I'm well aware of the ship of Theseus.
That's one thing I don't understand about fashion in this place.
Mental
Some
test.
people
Mental test argument.
What's the bloody
Oh,
point?
nothing's left to me but my soul at this point. The entire ship is fucked. It's gone.
I'm pretty sure for this outfit
It's
it's
just
literally
literally
because
just
like
in my code.
there's
Trying to
nothing
pass
to
down from
prevent
chassis to
movement.
chassis at this point.
There's nothing to restrict it like movement.
Don't pound!
Before
Still there, so.
You're being pouted because I took two.
I want to make it easier for you.
Before you ask if the code has remained intact, no, it's been patched. The spaghetti code is so fucking bad that it makes the spider web look beautiful.
I'm fine,
You need a bandage?
No.
Still frustrated though that you're literally
AI is the
basically
Not
my
just
right
with
hand.
relationships, I don't understand the biting.
She created a program that moves my limbs.
You like it, don't lie.
Software won't
I
let me.
guess I've been bent on
Because
those.
according to
Fuck.
it, my limbs got shot off.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound comfortable.
But there's also the
So I
fact
don't have
that
any limbs
this is
to move.
literally Leone's outfit. And I'm
My
Leone.
nose is just a
Takes
different
a
thing.
lot.
Yours.
Well, I imagine yours is incredibly more sensitive, both, you know, in
The
terms of
software
smell
takes
and
my brainwaves,
touch.
the things
Yeah.
that tell my limbs to move. It analyzes
Yes.
them.
Considering one of the things I was taught, if a dog was biting us, is to
Like that.
punch it in the fucking nose.
It's fine.
In the simplest of terms.
You're no sensitive. You're fine.
But the cool part about it is I can now feel.
Hey, consider it even for when they beat you
Trust
in the
me.
ear.
That is pretty good.
True.
The chassis I'm
I told you
putting
she
in is
likes
not
that.
the nanite-based chassis. It's the organic one.
Relationships.
Don't look at me like that.
I have a nanite-based chassis and I have an organic chassis. The reason being is they both just so happen to get completed
Meanwhile, I'm out here able to recite various facts of the M1 carbine.
within a week of
I
each
tell
other.
who
It
has
was
the
weird.
advantage in
The
this
missile
field.
knows where it is.
No, it doesn't.
While you were
Everyone
going-
assumes that all missiles have missile guidance systems. Most of them don't. Most of the missiles are just rockets. They have no idea where they are or what they are. They just go at a thing and explode. Not
Charles.
every missile knows where it is, nor where it isn't.
Charles, did you just do the thing where you go when you guys were going after romance? I was studying the gun. Is that what you just did?
Unfortunately, guns are a lot simpler to deal with than people. People are scary.
Well,
Then I learned to be around people, and then they're less scary, but they're just as confusing because I have decades of inexperience compared to others, or even centuries now that I'm in
He
this
was a
plane.
mimic.
I can give you books.
That was a gun. He was a deagle with legs.
I would very much appreciate
He was
some
trying to.
arms. And his
He was trying to
a
call me
deagle.
study boy because I told him how old I am.
Smoked a cigar.
Oh.
A what?
Yes, he fired bullets.
You were trying to refer to me as study boy when you was your old man Cade. When I told you how old I was and telling me to get off your lawn.
The bottom of the barrel
I didn't say
had a
anything
mouth,
about my
and the
lawn
mouth
because I
had,
don't
like,
own property
razor-sharp
with a
teeth
lawn.
lined in it.
I can call anyone
Looks
that.
like his mouth. The top
True,
of
except for
his
Mona.
mouth was the barrel
I believe you're similar ages.
his teeth and mouth.
I am old
Technically.
compared to many,
I'm just.
but I'm
You
young.
think you would have won up him here?
I'm
How old are you?
33.
Don't say he's
I will
old.
now be decimated in terms of my age. Go ahead.
Well, technically speaking,
Taking too
I'm somewhere between 300 and 400. But
Congratulations.
biologically
where I'm from, you're about as
speaking,
old as the steam
I'm
engine.
like 20 something, I think. 20 something.
Your repeat last?
Steam engines are
Technically, biologically, I'm like 20 something.
They're actually pretty fucking cool.
But in
I went to
terms
a-
of
I
mental
went to a place in North Carolina
how
back
many
when,
years
well,
have
North
you walked to
Carolina
the
was
various
still
planes?
Realm, and they said a still
Like I said,
operable
technically speaking,
locomotive.
age-wise, I am around 300 to 400.
Railway.
But biologically, my body is still like 20 something.
Oh yeah, because of delayed aging. No, that makes sense.
To be some sort of,
yeah, no,
supposed to be some sort of.
When I was bitten, I was somewhere
Still
in my
tourist
20s-ish.
trap thing.
Bitten?
No, people actually use.
Vampire.
Yeah, people actually use it to get around.
Oh, okay.
I thought everyone knew that already.
It's actually
They're relatively
I
new.
haven't been around for quite a while. I've been busy with
I
civic
have,
affairs.
Seeing like
They knew.
Yeah.
I used to be human.
Oh, so
fucking
you want to guess my age?
Flying Scotsman.
Considering the white streaks in your
The
hair,
steam
I'd
engine that
say
could go over 100 miles an hour.
40 to 50, maybe late
thing is
30s if
terrifying.
you've
I
lived a
have no
particularly
idea how they
stressful
keep
life
that
or have
thing
had lack of
running.
nutrients.
29.
You've also got tornado. You've also
And a lot of
got,
rich assholes.
Damn, you've had a lot of stress.
No, actually, they're all charities.
Mm,
Yes and no.
Some rich
You
oil
can call
baron
it
that I
that.
couldn't
Actually,
remember.
to be fair, I actually don't know. Question mark. There you go. That's the actual answer.
I mean, I don't know my date of
Royalty
birth. I
that
just know the
paid for
birth
its
year.
maintenance, if
So
I remember
I
right.
suppose we're somewhat in the
you're
same
technically
boat.
probably a little older.
It was like nobility or something.
Yeah, but I don't know how old. So
Mm.
Different calendar here.
That's
29 plus.
No.
You can
birthday.
text me.
Yeah, that would require some
Yeah,
Or
Chris.
Ivanka can probably tell
How many
you.
months
My
are there
idea.
in a year in autumn? I know there's 10 days in a week.
We'll probably you can get Ivanka to tell me. It's easier because she just looks at me in 2 seconds.
Hours in a day?
Be like, do that.
36.
It's either you get a
Yeah, no,
blood
that would-
test, and then are technically selling that information to
I
someone
gotta find
else.
someone who's much better at math to work this
Or
out.
Yeah, it's better with Ivanka.
Ivanka just tells
Mocha
you.
knows.
She looks
I never bothered to remember.
Plus, you could take a day trip to your
I know more important things to
Mm.
think about.
Pacific actually restored.
Yeah,
is-
like
Like
how
not
long
dying.
something goes on for.
Yeah. The
Not
404.
what I meant.
405. One of those.
I know. I'm teasing you.
Thank you.
But I don't know.
Thank you. I couldn't
It
remember it.
it is an intellectual curiosity to meet people who are
If you couldn't tell, I
got
was-
literal centuries under their belt. Because at that point, I start
You
to
and
wonder
me
if things
both.
just kind of lose perspective.
My favorite one is.
Like, at least in my
Lost
plane.
count after first 100
If
years.
you-
Do you know the story of the
Like,
great
At least
You're
as
steam engine
about as
chase
old as the
in
steam
Georgia?
engine where I'm from. And we went to nuclear technology, then set ourselves back to the Stone Age just to
Okay.
prove a point.
So,
Well,
You kind of
remember
have
the
us
details
beat.
exactly. So forgive me
at
if I get some
least,
things wrong. But if I
Huh?
remember right, there was
Yep, there she
a
is.
train robbery.
for
I'll be
someone
back.
who
That's strange.
It was the
was
North and the South. This
not
was Confederate era.
for someone who
bullshit.
was mortal.
But
I was human
one
before.
train
It's
chased
Right,
another
you said
train
it's
that
different.
was facing
It's a change in
backwards,
perspective.
while the other one chased it.
And I hope I'm not
It's
so
not-
uncomfortable with that, but I've just
shootout.
always been
It was some
curious
fucking
because
weird shit.
you know, a
They
lot
made
can
a
happen
movie
in
about it, but the
33
movie
years
got
of life,
outlawed
but
because,
you
well,
add
it
another
was
Well-
270 to it at a
shit, so
minimum.
people were,
I guess
yeah,
it kind of
iffy about
makes life slower.
But it's an interesting piece of history where, yeah, back
Does it
in
make
the
you
day,
more
the
optimistic
first
or pessimistic?
high-speed chase was a
Well,
fucking steam engine chasing
When it's partnered with a curse on your soul, that means you have to drink the blood of others. Pessimistic.
fucking station.
Yep.
I never had that problem until you came into my life.
I mean, I just come from a place where violence is a standard, so I can't really relate, but at the same time,
I'd never even seen a fight before. I mean,
I pray
except
you
for
never have to, and I
the
definitely pray that you
occasional
never have
like
to get
slap,
involved in one.
I guess. But considering what I've seen now, I wouldn't really think of that as a
an
fight.
amazing conversation. It's good to know that I know what other
If anything, I think you're an incredibly blessed individual to have not have to been in a full-out fight before. I hope you'll never have to. Anyway,
fought since then. I have fought since then. There have been a lot of people who tried to kill me.
I must have just wholly misunderstood you then.
I had never fought before I was told.
I mean, kind of a given.
Oh, before. Oh.
I kind of separate my life into two different
I like
things.
researching strange medical history.
Pre-vampire and post-vampire.
Like a guy who was working on the railroad and he had a fucking bar shot through his fucking
Because
head.
categorically, I am a completely different person.
And angry afterwards.
Well, I mean,
Since
most
kind
of
of the
his brain got
moment I was
atomized
bitten.
by a fucking steel bar.
Well, no, actually, it was just the front part of his brain.
Kind of the part that people don't
Frontal lobe
understand.
got fucked, if I remember right.
What's a
And
food that's
then-
phony for a little, like, something that used to be rare but isn't?
That was one more.
Sugar.
This freakishly
Chocolate.
tall guy. I can't remember his name.
Sugar,
Mr.
chocolate, vanilla.
Sugar, caffeine, abundant food, access to running water, the toilet.
That too.
Before he died.
Yeah, no.
But he was huge. There's a statue of him in Ripley's
Pretty sure
Believe It
you-
or
I was in
Not,
the age
and
of
then
chamber
after
pots
fresh
for
fruit
the-
vegetables.
Yeah,
How big the
Halloween
shoe
party.
was.
Non-synthetic processed foods.
And he was enormous. I think he died in his 40s, 30s.
Dude, that wasn't
thereabouts.
basically
His
just
heart
starch-based
couldn't
paste.
Keep pushing the blood
I think he
around
broke his
the body,
brain.
so it
That's
died
kind
of
Possible.
natural causes.
That's gonna have some.
It's like a toddler potty for
Wait, what's
adults.
this about you running around with a broken rib?
And then,
A chamber pot is a pot that you.
That
You know.
time you.
there was
I heard you
one
Yeah,
got
no, I
thrown through a
got the
wall.
memo.
Yeah.
There was this kid who was
And you have to empty it
attached
out.
at
Well, I
the-
didn't have to empty it out, but someone did.
set of twins that were attached at the hip.
Someone else got paid to do
They
it.
had to walk like spiders
Yes.
on their side.
Where do you want
Like
me to start?
they had to crab walk.
But if I was lower class,
are
then
they
I would have
fixed?
to.
The one most
Do
interesting
it
one
myself.
for me was
Yeah,
how smallpox
a while back.
Okay.
Please tell me this one. I don't think I think I knew it, but I
Jesus.
forgot it.
To be fair, that night was
so
more than just me
contract
getting thrown through a
me,
wall.
but it was on a dairy farm.
My lungs were
I've
gripped.
heard.
And,
Yeah, no, I can deal with that hearing this.
and there was a
I was
form
I've heard it before, I don't need to hear it again.
I'm going in.
and this
just into walls in
dairy
general.
maid constantly kept getting
Don't laugh at me!
this cowpox
What's so
on
funny?
her
After
hands
that, which
because
was funny.
you know, she was constantly milking.
Yeah,
silly.
when I heard
And
about
then at
this,
one
I
point it
was
was
scared
discovered
a
that
quarter to a
she
fifth
had
to
never
death.
had smallpox in her life, and any
151
Yeah,
something.
let me sit down with you.
had never got smallpox in her life.
Hundred. What?
And
There we
it
are.
was kind of
Not
theorized
Pokemon.
by this one person.
Something else.
What would happen if we
What in?
cuss
Wait, hold on.
Oh, the collection. Oh.
cowpox
Mouth
spots
martelates.
on
Hold on. Hold on.
her? I think that was the very first time
Hold on.
a
Okay.
vaccine was created.
I'll be back in a moment. I need to go find the bathroom.
Did you say your lungs were groped?
Oh,
Hopefully, he's running water.
that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, here's hoping.
Wasn't penicillin created
Yes.
on an
He
orange
asked if
peel?
someone broke their lungs.
Yes.
Yes, it was discovered on orange
Like
peel.
stuck hand into chest and grabbed lungs.
Wasn't it purely accidental
Oh,
too?
Jesus Christ.
Like just.
Taking your breath away.
It's not as violent as you think it is.
Oh god.
It's she could phase through it, so it'll be like
He left
I mean,
numbing cold.
too long,
It was
Yeah.
actually quite blunt.
and then
A lot of people are into
and then found,
asphyxiation.
like he went back like after the weekend, and then just found this fucking.
You get more
I
into it when you can't die.
She tried to steal
As
your heart
the woman
by
who
grabbing your heart.
broadcasted exploding tomatoes into my head
And then he
for
had, like,
damn near
penicillin.
2 weeks, This has got to be the wildest thing I've ever heard you do. And I am very concerned. But apparently it ain't too bad.
Okay, I've said something that I'm interested in.
Alright, oh boy. The entire history of Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla going back and forth at each other for
Oh.
50 years.
Other things.
I'm not sure. I think in the Victorian era there was
They were considered the electric rivals.
some like the beginnings maybe of running water. I can't remember if it was Victorian or if the eras, like the 2 eras after that.
I frankly want to make sure that you and yours are doing okay.
And
I think they started to figure that out.
was the greater power
It was excruciatingly rare.
That's your shadow stuff
And
doing
one
that, yeah.
demonstration, this is gonna sound horrible, by the way.
Thanks to Imperial.
An elephant was taken into a town square.
What?
And to demonstrate how...
Since when was Imperial doing
I
a
can't
shadow?
remember if it
Oh,
was
the fucking
alternate
Halloween
current or
party.
direct current, but the way to demonstrate that it was
the
bad
band
was
that he
to...
created, it's
The elephant.
capable of channeling the arm.
I mean,
Yeah.
We need small concentration.
That would have happened with both... That would have happened with either...
Pretty cool.
Do you want to know what
Either
feels
of
Right,
them.
Imperial was the tech
Nobody
guy.
knew that because
He knows
technology
runes. He's runesmith as well as a
wasn't that
blacksmith.
advanced at the time for it to be common
is it,
knowledge. Some
man?
people went,
Sometimes
"Oh,
they talk to him
that's
about
horrible.
both.
Oh." And it
goes
just
through it.
completely fucked Nikola Tesla's funding and screwed him out of a lot of business deals.
I don't remember his whole lab thing with like the
feels
round
gelatinous
tower on
almost.
top and how that was meant to like provide
Yeah, the Tesla coil.
Brad solidifies.
yeah, like it was meant to like
The way
provide
that
free
that was
electricity or
supposed
something.
Okay. Keith,
That was supposed to work is just
you get Keith's attention.
yeah.
You're nerding out about Tesla, and I'm too far away to nerd out with you. How dare you?
Well, okay,
I can-
we go over here.
I swear, every day
I'm comfortable.
Imperial, he just invalidates everything I do, and yet I wind up doing more than
We were
him.
nerding out about trains earlier,
public
and
hours.
keep in mind I'm bullshitting. I don't remember most of the details because it's been over 400 years, so you're gonna have to forgive me if I remember
So,
some.
an example
Forget some details.
is that at the Tesla was crazy enough that time of his death, the government, of I believe the United States at that time, came in and classified all his experiments and took them away.
Right.
Concealment.
No,
What?
yes, they literally just came into his lab, took all his shit, and walked out. Yes. Also, he managed to wirelessly transmit energy, I believe, 70 yards.
Using the Tesla coil, and they put fluorescent lights, like guys were holding fluorescent lights at different distances,
Yes.
and
he did that by himself. It took, I believe, at the time it was called MIT students, 200 years later, around, I believe, no, was it 100 something years later, took 10 MIT students to get to about 70% of the distance in which he was able to do.
how the hell was he able to generate
proper teachers?
that much power for the Tesla coil to transmit it? That great of a distance.
We don't know because they took all his research materials.
Sure, who were like, I have no idea how magic works. I'm just gonna throw shit at a wall.
Sounds about fucking right.
I mean,
We're
because
talking
of how
about
fucking
Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison's war.
They do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Leonardo.
Oh,
da
you want-
Vinci was
you want-
crazy as well.
He was crazy. Do you want to know how much of an asshole Thomas Edison was?
Other kitsune that have been rescued, and then
Oh,
there was
extremely.
also the other
He
one that kinda
electrocuted
walked up on
a
the
elephant in the town square to demonstrate how, I can't remember if it was AC or DC, was a horrible power source and why people shouldn't use it.
Those.
I don't know which one it
I
is,
couldn't
but
remember if it was direct current or alternating current, but it was one of the two.
so an example of this is that when he first met Nikola Tesla, he was having an issue with particularly the light bulb.
Oh my fucking
He was trying to figure out an issue with it, and he offered said, if you get rid of it, I'll pay you like $50,000. At the time, that's a crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
So
damn near.
That's typically a little bit.
I have inflation.
Tesla and Edison are very different people.
So Nikola Tesla takes a look at it, figures out what the issue is, and solves it for him. He goes, "Where's my money?" His reaction is, "Oh, Tesla, my old boy, you don't understand American sense of humor," and then walked away.
For you, that might be how it is.
What a fucking douchebag.
We feed her more healthy food, and she can grow stronger, get taller.
Oh my
She's gonna be at least
god.
taller than Dongo.
It just.
Oh man. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I can dig up something.
You're never going to life being the same size as Dongo. First off, she
Haven't seen her in a bit.
Well, it kind of
and she eats as much as she
I don't know if I should mention the Titanic because some parties are old enough to actually remember the sinking of the Titanic, so I don't know if that would bring back trauma or not.
But you don't need to. She doesn't need to eat just mass amounts of food. Work that way.
I can't go into.
Take her wide.
So one of my most favorite things about history, one of the most incredible things I learned, almost every single White Star Line ship that was built fucking sank.
Yep.
Growing up fighting.
Well, actually, the Olympics.
As much as I do now, and I grew.
The Olympic didn't. It got mothballed.
You could have been taller.
Yeah.
But there's a crazy fucking theory that the Titanic and the Olympic were name swapped.
Yeah.
Yes. That.
Easily James
That. I don't really believe that one because if you look at footage of the Titanic, footage of people going to the Titanic, you actually can see the outline of Titanic on it.
On the
They also have the menus from it, which said the Titanic.
Gotcha.
We're also a different race.
We've recovered plenty of things to say.
Fun fact.
I mean, that would play a part of
Fun fact about Tesla. He lived in a hotel the majority of his life, his adult life, which is a specifically hotel called the New York Hotel. It was a very famous hotel at the time. He lived in the penthouse constantly, and he entertained guests by creating little tiny machines to do things. So he would make little boats that would go forward. Yes. So imagine having one of the most famous inventors in your hotel that will just walk by and be like, "Hey, I made this," and it's just this contraption that just fucking blew your mind.
Charged rent, I would have just let that eccentric asshole live in the fucking penthouse rent free, just to see what oddball shit he would do.
Magic. Without realizing it's magic.
By sticking someone to the ceiling.
Because it would just be fucking interesting to see what crazy shit he would come up with. I mean, it can't be any worse than some, so I've met some crazy people in the multiverse in my 3 years of being here. I think the most interesting person I've ever met was a guy by the name of Karima Palazzo. This crazy, cracked out, he's a Magitech scientist who dresses like a jester.
Ribs crushed. Wow. All the kitchen
Wears rainbow-colored makeup all over him, all over his coat.
I feel like I need to sit down again.
Substitute the need for that.
His hair's slick, blonde, slick back hair, high elf guy. This dude is so cracked out that he worships a pole from the Purple Lotus.
And learned how to fight nub to hand.
And it has become an entire religion.
I'm sorry, did you just say nub to hand?
That explains John.
Yes.
I believe she damn well did.
Give him the nub.
I feel like a pole isn't that weird to worship.
It wouldn't be as odd if it wasn't a specific pole. A specific pole that there was an entire fight over at one point.
Well, to be fair, anything that you see as a religious object would be specific. Yes.
And you'll get to meet another harpy.
Fair. Yeah, good point. But
There are people who worship a spaghetti monster.
thing I've ever. Yeah, fair. I think that's the oddest thing I've seen in the multiverse since I've been here.
God, I got the scales, plates.
I know some people probably have weirder tales than that and don't even have to come to the multiverse.
I mean, like I
Probably
said,
not.
the weird shit that Leonardo da Vinci fucking sketched up. There's the tank that he designed, the parachute,
How's the
a
voice,
fucking
voice
gearbox.
stuff been going?
Yep, gravity.
Yeah, it was just, why the fuck does he need to design a gearbox back in those times?
Wasn't that the first iteration of the clock?
Is the secret conversation.
I think it was like the first iteration of a CV.
He actually, they actually discovered that he discovered gravity 100 years before Newton did. There was a chart that they found a annotation in one of his notebooks, which was a drawing of a bucket holding ball bearings moving at a consistent speed, which was within 10% of the value of Earth's gravity.
Until you're on.
I am soft and squishy.
You have no idea how much knowledge was actually lost
Asking me to sit on you?
over the years due to war.
Let's not even talk about the great library of Alexandria.
Yeah, I was about to talk about that.
I'm glad that when I was heard you say that.
Didn't they have a fucking working composer at that library? And they got destroyed with the fire?
I remember that recently they found some, not recently, a long time ago, they found some sort of circular disc that was apparently akin to a computer.
Yeah.
Like a lot more advanced than an.
When you speak of that, I remember the fire of the Great Library of Alexandria.
Yeah.
Historians still talk about that.
Let the old man get up.
How much was lost?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God!
I would be pissed.
I forgot the name of the inventor. There was a inventor during that time that was so famous because he would sketch plans for to harness the power of the sun to create lasers and things like that.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes, and when they took over the city, the opposing faction told the soldiers, "Do not kill him. Whatever you do, don't kill him." And they came in and they didn't know who he was, and he was sketching charts. And all he did while they were holding swords, threatening his life, was to look at them and go, "Don't mess up my circles."
Did they actually kill the guy, or did they leave him alone?
They killed him, and they were so pissed because he was like one of the premier geniuses of that era.
Was it Pythagoras?
The whole sun laser thing was used to burn up boats that were trying to invade the city.
I don't remember.
Chair.
Yes, he was creating lasers to get boats on fire. Kind of like if you took a magnifying glass and you try to focus a beam of light.
Oh, it was a beam focus. Okay, that's actually kind of sick. Wasn't there a Mythbusters episode on that?
I mean, a loss of any knowledge can set humanity back.
God, I feel decrepit.
Who tried to make a las cannon?
Even just a small loss of knowledge.
Not a las cannon, just
A
like
las cannon?
gigantic magnifying
Las
glass.
cannon. Laser cannon.
Sorta.
Allegedly, she only owns.
Imagine that, but it's made out of wood and pieces of metal and very
Because
harshly
even
made
losing
glass about
one invention.
a good 1,000 years ago.
Right, the primitive stuff.
I think it's more than 1,000 years.
Yes.
It was like 2,000.
Probably more. Like real long time. I forgot the actual time period. Like the time.
Well, it's possible they couldn't have applied it yet.
Looking thing with
Or that they were beginning to apply and proliferate it, but
cannons
it was
all the way
destroyed,
around.
so they couldn't.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I think the
Loss of any knowledge is bad.
coolest invention I saw. I think the coolest invention I saw was the barrel submarine.
Oh god, that.
Where it had a corkscrew propeller on the back of it, it had a corkscrew propeller on the top of it, and what it was meant to do was go underneath galleons, drill holes holes in the bottom of the galleons and then float away.
What kind of technology y'all talking about from he says thousands
Ancient
years ago?
stuff. Really old stuff. 1800s, maybe 1700s.
Right. A far cry away from the 41st millennium. Well,
Well, yes.
yeah.
Setting
okay,
setting
let's
back
see.
doesn't
Let's see
mean
if I
that
can remember
we weren't
any
capable of
bits of odd
growing
history.
after that. We still did.
I was researching when I was a kid. I was researching the
It just means there's certain things we
explosion
could
of
have learned
boiler
faster.
on a
They could have learned
steamship, and I
sooner.
found out that if a boiler,
It's more than likely
hot
we
boiler is
have
hit with cold water, it causes an
advanced
explosion.
far past those things, but
Yes.
we still lost things.
Because that is how
it's still a
steamship in Mississippi River
setback.
sank, was because it hull got filled up with too much water and it blew the engine up, or blew the boiler up, and it sank.
Actually, you want to know a fact that blows some people's minds, depending on how much you know.
Go ahead.
So, if you look at a telescope, you look into space. You're technically looking into the past because light is timed to reach you. If you look far in,
or red light.
it's all forms of
Blue
light.
shift.
Yes, there's a blue. Well, that blue shift and red shift is how they tell if there's something gravitationally wrong with what's happening. But if you look further, you keep looking further. If you have an infinitely expanding telescope, like something that can look infinitely far, you'll see the beginning of the universe because it'll be the first light that's hitting you. But you're looking in a direction. You're looking in a direction. Like, say you're looking towards that direction, and you flip the telescope to go the other direction, and you look at the same direction, you'll still see the beginning of the universe. It's in every direction.
Forget you have more than one eye sometimes.
There was another theory that it wasn't a theory that they sound of the Big Bang is radio static and TV static, white noise.
There is a internal background noise constantly happening, the reverberations of the creation of the universe. And you can actually pick it up. They actually have to tune it out when they record things, when they're doing the sensitive readings.
Strange. Fucking sick. I think the coolest thing I remember from the early 2000s was at one point, I can't remember which year, but you actually got to see in real time a supernova.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Wasn't there like a star? Yeah, there was a star in the sky that was brighter than every other star for several years, which was like a supernova's light hitting like getting to you, and you were seeing it in real time. And there's like so many artist depictions of people looking at the sky, seeing that at the time. Imagine just looking up and seeing a star just appear. How freaked out would you be? When you have no knowledge.
Freaked out. Now, keep in mind, I do realm hopping a lot as a hobby because a friend of mine gave me a transdimensional teleporter a long time ago. It sometimes malfunctions and I wind up in random dimensions. The weirdest one I have ever gone to, when I wound up there were two suns in the sky. Blinding light, by the way. And then the light blinked. The light blinked. I looked up and the suns went out for a second and then came back. And I fucking booked it into a cave and teleported out. Because it looked like the suns were blinking at me.
That's terrifying. Yeah.
Still don't know how I managed that.
To be fair, I kind of let you.
there was, I think the nicest universe I've ever gone to was just
I
a
wish I had more
tree in
to
the
contribute.
middle
I
of what
used to be
looked
really
like
into
a
history.
hand-drawn field.
Like
On the
it used to be a
mountains
kind
off
of
in the distance,
hyper-fixation for me, but
beautiful
it kind of
starry
died
sky,
out
There's a sole
after a while.
treehouse smack dab in the middle of it.
Basically, it kind of died out after it became more difficult to access
One of the
information
most beautiful
because
things I've ever gone
so many articles would end up being behind paywalls.
There was this other place that was a series of sky islands. And what looked like Japanese architecture, because when I topped one of these stairs that were leading from island to island, there was this enormous house sitting above it. Well, I'll call it a house. I don't know what it is. It looked like a shrine or a dojo of some kind. I'm not familiar with Japanese architecture, so you'll have to forgive me for being
I'm gonna go on
ignorant.
patrol. Do you want to come with me?
Sure.
I mean, I'm not either, so.
I'm going on patrol.
Thanks.
I said sure.
Thanks for letting me.
Oh, I thought you said oh.
Thanks for letting me. Thanks for letting me nerd out for a little bit, Eyes. Hope I wasn't bothering you.
No. I have a feeling on my lap. There's very little that can bother me at that point.
Well, thanks for that. It was actually nice to get to talk to you for a little while, man.
I'll be back. I'm just walking there, walk around, check if no one's doing any fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know, good job.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, I could have to do my job. I just had a cute boy sitting in my lap all day.
That was actually kind of nice. Thank you for that.
Yes, I noticed that they've been
Well,
walking around.
I actually have to leave relatively soon. My hands are giving out.
Oh, you got the rest of your hands?
Yeah.
I call it a morbid fascination because it was.
I have to start reminding you.
For some reason, was obsessed with learning about maritime disasters. I don't know why. I just had a strange obsession with it.
Yeah. We go around and you can hang out for a little while longer, and then you need. Unless you're saying it's like really soon.
Probably by the end of walking around.
Very well. What do you think of this place, by the way, for like an MMR meeting?
I like it.
Huh?
It kind of encourages people to stay in one main area, but it still has places to explore.
Yep.
I also prefer this time because night.
I know. It must feel really nice right now. This night.
I don't have a headache. I don't have a headache, and I can sit with you pretty much the entire time.
Yeah. I like this road.
It does
Very pretty.
help that you look very nice in those jeans.
Thank you. You also look very nice. I don't think I did notice the choice in decoration.
On
though.
that note, you'll stay well.
Night.
Yeah, there are.
In what?
Fire John Human. On your pants.
Well, technically, my middle name is John, so yeah.
I know what you're doing.
I did it on purpose. I can do worse.
Oh, I know you can do worse.
You haven't even
Honestly, I
seen
think
the
we've been
true
kinda
power of my
circling
wardrobe.
Dude, I think we've been kind of getting used to each other since we're living together for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of just like simmering right now. Because before we were just doing like one-upsmanship, like with your popsicle ship. Staring at me.
If you don't touch me for long enough, I'll probably do it again.
I'm pretty sure that if I'm standing near you, there's a 40 or 50 second period where I do not touch you.
Pretty much.
We go this way.
You'd have to take a sabbatical or something, basically. Leave me dreadfully alone.
Sabbatical? Oh, like take a trip somewhere and you can't come for whatever reason?
Yeah. If you're going to the
Oh,
Holy
wait, that's
Lands.
double entendre, I just realized.
For some reason.
Ugh, man. Sounds terribly boring.
Yeah. Little too spicy for me.
Just hang out in Kisei's room for whatever reason.
Have a sleepover in Kisei's room for 2 months. You'll have me desperate.
They're all people.
More desperate than normal.
All of them. But there's still something I had to do.
Right.
Fuck. I walked away from it all okay. The nightmares told me otherwise. That's for sure.
The worst injuries are the ones up here.
Yeah. It's the one entry people can't see.
Well, fortunately, Doc Amber's gonna be around more, hopefully, if you want.
I'm very glad I'm durable.
Did you fall?
Yeah.
Off the tower?
Yes, I fell off the tower. Yes.
Your company.
I think we may have visitors soon.
Right here.
Thanks for
Look
taking
at
the
this.
time to hear me out, though.
Always.
I wish we could hang
You're a
out.
friend.
Wow. Can you not fall off a building?
Guys, if you're struggling,
Yeah.
hold to the left of the staircase. There you go.
I might have fell off the tower.
Jesus, well, glad you're still walking.
Your legs okay?
Adorable.
More importantly, is your ass okay?
It's.
That would be more
Oh, never
important
mind.
for you.
Relationship things.
Technically, all of it's important. I'm just joking. Because I know he's not actually hurt. If he was actually hurt, they would be very different. You're not actually hurt, right?
Yes.
I'd imagine.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Oh.
Slightly sore, a little defeated. About it.
Eyes.
Yes.
This happened. Cause
Yeah, I saw a little bit of
beans,
what you talk.
hands, feet.
Is this because of what you did with the kills over there?
Doctor. I think
Yeah.
so.
Did she
This
say
is
that would be a
what
sore
me and
effect?
Maury thinks. No.
Huh.
Which is the alarming thing.
What, doctor?
Well, there's a doctor named Dr. Constantine, which is a very talented geneticist and a little kooky, that grew her new tails and attached them.
They've also grown Pokemon, so they're able to create living things. They're good at what they do.
With side effects, it's
Just make sure they don't make living yous.
Yeah.
I believe living hers for the reason why we're going to this doctor.
Yeah, because the last thing I need is Doc Val creating clones of me, like she just said she was going to do. To use as harvesting tools.
What?
She told me she was going to make a clone of me to harvest for parts. And
When was
I
this?
was not okay with that.
Aegis, Dr. Valen.
I'm aware. I know who it is. They come here. That's why I'm worried about it. Because
2-3 weeks ago.
there's a big problem with clones. Specifically, if you're making something specifically to take parts from it, normally that's not with that's consent. You're making a living being.
I was about to say, honestly, at this point, I'm not even wanting to ask your permission and just sick Hybris on her.
This is fucking ridiculous.
You probably should, because, I mean, there's not laws against clones, but
I found out that she asked Rochelle for her DNA as well. Just like, outright, it's like, can I have your DNA pretty much? Which lines up with the fact that Val has joked, quote unquote, about wanting to use strong DNA for her own means.
I don't know very much about Aegis, but you should probably let their leader know. Because if they're taking parts, taking DNA from its own agents for their own means, without their knowledge and consent, that seems like a problem.
It's alarming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not a legal problem, depending on where you are, but ethically, a very
Not
big
so
problem.
much a legality issue, so much as it's, directly compromising, the very people you're supposed to be serving and protecting as a doctor.
Well, and also ethics. And
I mean, unfortunately, I
it
do not
definitely
believe
doesn't
Doc
follow
Val
the
believes in
doctor's
those.
code because, do no harm.
Gotta go.
Oh, she doesn't care about that oath at all.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure she's been on at least 2 combat missions.
She's been on at least 2 combat missions on top of going on about how she doesn't care if she harms someone, or has gone into detail of how she will harm somebody.
I really wish you told me this, because I have no fucking qualms with getting Hybris on people.
Fair.
No, that's definitely not a good thing.
No.
Yeah. Not a good thing.
Did she take your DNA?
You should really get on
at any
that.
point?
She's technically taken
she's got
everyone's
mine.
DNA because she's medical. She's had to sit there and blood transfusions and other things.
Does that technically end up stepping in the realm of our problem?
Well, just to make sure that they heard you correctly, it's only agents, right? So, like, guests, like Jaden and Roland.
No,
Shouldn't have
Mocha
had
is
their blood taken.
Mocha's a member. That's why.
Uh-huh.
Of the guild.
Gotcha.
She's one of our people.
Yeah, I am a member of the guild. I was actually going to ask if I'm able to work security. Because I know I'm part of the maid division, but I haven't really had an opportunity to do anything there
Sure.
yet.
We can work on that after the meeting. If you want?
Combat maid.
We can get you on that.
Combat maid, yes!
I'm also technically, I help out with maid stuff as well.
Alright, listen, I know I wear
I just don't
a long
do it
thing
all the
around
time.
my waist, but if you ever call me a combat maid, you're getting a boot for Christmas.
So, Mocha, there's no uniform for the security position, so if you want to wear a maid outfit, you're more than welcome, as long as you can do your job. I don't give a shit.
Yes!
But yes, please talk to your clear about that, and we're going to probably discuss that more later because that is actually pretty concerning.
If it doesn't get solved, it'll be our problem. I don't want it to be my problem. I mean, technically, that's more of you and Mona's problem, but I'm still technically my problem because it's your problem.
Yeah.
Like, less it's my problem because of my department, and it's more my problem because of you.
Actually, since you're... Oh.
Hmm?
Oh, no.
Hmm?
Oh, why? He's gone.
Huh? What?
They're dead.
What? Who's dead? Oh. I'm dead. I died. It was me. Oh my god, I died. I'm dead. I have no idea. I wasn't involved in that. Wow. Oh, I got 7% on one of these hands. Ooh. Yee. Orient myself. Turn off the music. Run! Run from my boyfriend. My big orc boyfriend. I must get to him.
You're alive, or variation of alive.
There was like a full minute there that I could still see what you were saying, or see what you were doing, and I thought you were talking about someone else.
Yeah, that's...
It was a real
Also,
out-of-body experience.
Also, as a department head, I need to talk to you about the Dr. Constantine that Mocha was referring to. I know you need to leave very soon, but we can talk about it for a second, and then you
I have,
head off your way so you can
give
rest
or
your
take,
heads.
7% of time left.
Okay. So, Dr. Constantine, or Dr. Alice Constantine, is a geneticist that owns a lab that seems to be in the middle of nowhere in a bunker. She contacted Mocha, and then wanted to get in contact with the staff of MMR, so that was me, Echo, and then I told Mona, the Mona's away. She's offering her services as both a medical practitioner and a geneticist. In exchange for upkeep costs, because her facility is large enough they can actually house people if they want to rest there, and obviously, and access to genetic material.
With consent?
With written and informed consent, which was what I had to stipulate.
Okay.
Sure.
Also, I just
all
don't
the
want
genetic
that
information will
situation.
be at. Yes, all the genetic information will be on a separate server than her server, in which we will have access.
Okay. Oh, there it goes. That sounds less terrible.
Yes, she's also characterized. She's a little crazy. Tends to talk to herself. If she gets flustered, she would put on a mask and then walk around the room, talking to herself as if no one is there.
Okay.
She is very lonely.
Well, maybe.
Because apparently
maybe she'd be less lonely. Feels a little suspicious.
Yes. She's very paranoid and very lonely. That is the characterization I give her.
Well, I guess we'll see. Talk to Mona about it? I assume you have, or...
She's a little iffy.
I'm a little iffy too.
So, the Dr. Constantine wants to talk to Mona directly. Be able to converse about the details of what she wants.
Okay.
But that requires a meeting, which is a little hard with Mona right now because she's kind of everywhere.
her manifesting is more difficult right now.
Yes, because of everything. But I know you need to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Clear?
I love you.
I love you.
See you at home.
Oh.
Do you want me to try and make something, or do you want me to get something for food?
It depends on what you want to happen. If you get something, we're probably just going to eat together. If you make something and I get there, then I am going to have fun with you making something and getting there.
I guess I'll try and make something then.
Very well.
It may or may not be done by the time you get back, depending on if I mess up or not. And how many
Either way, I get food, or I get either I get food and fuck you, or I get to fuck you and then food.
Mm-hmm.
Either one. It's a win-win at that point.
Either way, you get the 2 Fs. Food and fuck. One arm's down, but we're still going, boys. We're still going. We're trooper. We're going. By any means necessary. Ah! Ah! All right. Well, I've got a little bit till I need to go to bed, so I'm probably gonna go and work on stuff for the server. I've got some building stuff I need to do.
Now, who do you guys want to raid? Oh. Thank you.
Yeah, Swarm. I am the lead of the mod team for Swarm. And I've got some buildy stuff I need to do. Cause I do some buildy stuff for it. Which, if you go to my Discord, there is a link for where you can join that. It is currently in an off period right now, but that is actually a pretty good time to apply. Actually a pretty good time to apply. So if you want to apply, then you can.
Let's get crispy. We'll get it crispy. Crispy today. All right. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. I hope you guys had a good time today. I will see you all tomorrow maybe. We'll see. I may or may not have a stream. I don't know. Goodbye, kaboos!